The strongest captain in Bleach is the most argued topic in the fandom, and the reason the debate never ends is because fans confuse legacy, hype, and nostalgia with actual dominance. The strongest captain in Bleach, in my opinion, might be different from everyone else's. Strongest captain in Bleach will Alos May shock some of you, and if it does, leave a comment on who you think is the strongest captain in Bleach. Let's get in at the video. If we're being honest, most captains fold the moment real monsters step onto the battlefield. Yamamoto is always the first name people scream, and yes, his raw power is absurd, his Bankai is apocalyptic, and his presence alone rewrote the rules of war. But raw destruction does not automatically equal supremacy when your entire kit is a ticking self-destruct button that limits how long you can even exist in a fight. Kenpachi fans swear he's unbeatable because he keeps getting stronger, but potential is not the same as control. And Bleach repeatedly shows that overwhelming power without restraint still leaves openings for smarter, more complete fighters. This is why the most uncomfortable truth for Bleach fans is that the strongest captain isn't the loudest, flashiest, or most honorable. It's the one who can't be brute forced and outplayed.
Kubo is a machina who gives little direct context in his storytelling, speaking to us through silence and implications. Rarely when asked a question of who is the strongest does he give us a straight answer. I think this couldn't be more true when talking about the captains of the Gotei 13, each possessing their own narrative and implications that can be interpreted several different ways. So I've decided to answer the very difficult question, who is the strongest captain, based on lore. Not in terms of power scaling or who can beat who in a fight, but who, through Kubo's writing, his statements, and narrative framing, is portrayed as the most powerful. Ranking the captains of the Gotei 13 has always been a contentious topic to talk about, and the truth is, this series doesn't hand us easy answers, with several captains having the potential of being the strongest through numerous statements and implications. How the framing of this video will work is that I will mostly be ranking strictly on lore, narrative, and narrative implications. Narrative implications being some suggested meaning or significance that can be understood without it being explicitly stated. Essentially something hinted at rather than being stated directly. Something Kubo does a lot throughout the story. Things like scaling or who fought who will still be used but will be considered a lot less valuable than something like lore or implications. For example, if character B fought a stronger opponent than character A did, but character A has better statements, lore, and narrative implications, then I will be ranking character A a lot higher. I will also only be considering characters who are confirmed to have been captains of the Gotei 13, so even though Squad Zero are considered captains, they are not captains of the Gotei 13, with Kiryu Hikifune being the only exception as she was promoted from the 12th division directly to Squad Zero. Lastly, I will be using tiers to help group together characters who I think are narratively within that same tier, with S tier being the highest tier and D tier being the lowest tier. Again, this is not a power scaling video, so this does not mean everyone in C tier is losing to everyone in S tier. There are people in C tier who could possibly kill and beat people in S tier in a fight, just so that's clear. I will try my best to stay away from power scaling, but I have researched and pulled every statement from the manga, the data books, the games, the novels, and any narrative implications that I could find by rereading the entire series. Essentially anything Kubo has been involved in, I will be using as evidence for ranking these characters. I have even translated several raw scans to give the most accurate ranking I could possibly give, and of course spoilers for any of you anime only folks. I think most would agree that making a video like this is difficult, to say the least. There are so many ways to interpret every captain's narrative and statements, but I think I made a pretty good list of who I think Kubo tried to portray as the strongest captain in history. Starting off in D tier at number 29, we have Isane Kotetsu, and at number 28, we have Iba Tetsuzaimon. 10 years after the defeat of Yuha, Isane and Iba both managed to become captains of the Gotei 13, Isane becoming the captain of the 4th division and Iba becoming the captain of the 7th division. Isane has absolutely no lore whatsoever, and her only notable trait being that she was trained in the art of Kaido by Retsu Unohana. She is also known to be quite intimidated by the other captains despite being one herself. I have Iba above Isane.
That's where characters like Aizen completely warp the discussion, because strength in Bleach has never been just about who hits hardest, but who dictates reality itself. Aizen didn't need the title of captain to dominate captains, didn't need Bankai reveals to embarrass legends, and didn't need fair fights to win, because his power was layered, surgical, and absolute, blending raw Reiatsu, immortality, intelligence, and reality-warping illusion into a kit that no single captain could fully counter. The most damning evidence isn't that Aizen defeated captains. It's that even when sealed, restrained, and nerfed, he still altered the outcome of the final war, which is something no other captain can claim. Yamamoto ruled through fear of destruction, Kenpachi through violence, but Aizen ruled through inevitability. And Bleach has always shown that inevitability beats brute force in the long run. What makes this rage-inducing is that fans want the strongest captain to be someone honorable, someone who fights head-on. But Bleach never rewarded that mindset. It punished it. The strongest captain is the one who breaks the system, not the one who upholds it. And that's why, no matter how much fans hate admitting it, the captain who truly clears the Gotei 13 in terms of total dominance is the one who stopped playing by their rules long before anyone realized the game was rigged.